Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and we're here at the last of the long-form videos of the day, and by tradition we like to go out on something pleasant and warm and cuddly, and we are. So, before we get into it, do hit that subscribe button. It's the last chance I get to ask today, so do hit the subscribe button. We're moving on lovely. Hit the like button, because you're going to like this video, and we'll take a look at why old Two Seats is not a happy bunny. Susan Aitken, head of Glasgow City Council, had her particular shoe-in, if you like, for the chief executive role that's currently vacant there. £210,000 a year for a 35-hour working week. Nice money if you can get it. I'd do it for half that. But she was defeated. Her choice was not accepted. Is the glitter falling off this particularly large and moist turd? We have to ask the question. Let's see what's going on. Why old Two Seats is unhappy and why she didn't get her way. Maybe they just don't like her anymore. Maybe they've wised up. Maybe they realised she's a liability and that they're all scared for their jobs. Who knows? Here goes. So, SNP Glasgow Council boss humiliated after losing out on a first pick chief executive. She was desperate for her chum and her chum didn't get it. They're finally starting to turn away from her. They're finally realising that this is not the face of a winner. This is the face of something that needs to be fed regularly. Susan Aitken did not get her way in a selection panel for appointing a new CEO. Glasgow Council leader Susan Aitken has suffered a humiliating defeat over the hiring of a new £210,000 chief executive for the city. I said executive. That sounded very South African. Executive, I meant. The SNP boss was on the losing side after her pick for the top job, Finance Chief Martin Booth, was rejected at the crucial meeting. Well, I would always reject her choice because I don't trust her. I think she's slimy. I think she's dodgy. I think she's got fingers in pies and not just the ones she's eating. The SNP boss was on the losing side after her pick for the job, where he was rejected. The council insider said the outcome of the chief executive selection process illustrates Councillor Aitken's influence within the council, and the SNP group's sway is diminishing rapidly. Suzanne Miller, currently chief officer at Glasgow Health and Social Care Partnership, was recently unveiled as the next CEO of the council. She'll be paid more than the First Minister, and the job advert said that the post holder would be required to work 35 hours a week. More than the First Minister, more than the Prime Minister. And she's only the head of a council. It's stunning, isn't it? The relationship between the council leader and the CEO is crucial, but it can be revealed Aitken did not get her way on the panel that picked Miller. Aitken and two others expressed a preference for Booth, but 4 councillors, including an SNP member, backed Miller. She must be stomping her huge fat feet at the thought that she didn't get her own way. You know how arrogant these people are. The insider said leaders of Glasgow City Council have significant opportunity to shape the selection of the chief executive and drive their vision for the city. Well, the vision's got to be better than it is now. We've got to do something about the rats, the roads, the low emission zone, the economy, the shops, the rates, the just general level of seediness, the grimness, the dourness, the fact that everyone's walking around with their head down because they know the place is turning rapidly to shit because you've got the SNP in charge. Councillor Aitken's failure to unite her own group underscores serious divisions within her leadership and influence. It was no secret that Martin Booth was Aitken's choice for the top job, and this was a humiliating defeat. There can be no doubt that members of her own group will now begin to question her effectiveness as a leader. She is done. She has been done for some time, but she is just toxic, and it doesn't help that she looks like that. People look at her and they see, is this the face of Glasgow? A big, fat, greedy, greasy, grasping, grotesque ogre of a woman who pushes agendas that nobody wants, that destroys businesses for virtue points, and that sucks up to the First Minister in the vain hope that he's going to clamber all over her. He's got the Saturday girl for that. He ain't going nowhere near that thing. Anyway, The new chief executive is said to have a massive job on her hands at a time of pressure on local government. No shit, Sherlock. We've all seen the rats the size of cats. The council is reportedly considering plans to axe hundreds of teaching posts to balance the books. Business leaders have also slammed the state of the city centre, and one trade union chief described the streets as filthy. Supporters of Aitken say she is a political survivor who's been in post for nearly 7 years. 7 years, way too long. The council has been contacted, but answers came there none. But of course, this is the woman who has to buy 2 seats whenever she travels anywhere. And when she goes to Dubai, for no reason whatsoever, wasn't invited, didn't need to be there, and stays and put up in very expensive hotels, and she can guarantee she didn't travel coach. She was up at the pointy end. That's the kind of lifestyle she's assuming. We need to vote her out. People of Glasgow, look at that. Tell yourself that you don't want that representing you. Look at the city. Look at the state of the city and say this is the SNP's doing. Give someone else a go. Anybody. They can't do a worse job, can they? Who knows, they might even get something right. Certainly she can't. Always on her mind, isn't it? Greg's. Next thing. Anyway, I shall round off there. I shall come up. We shall finish the video. And then we shall count. We wonder, on earth, is Eddie Izzard doing running Glasgow Council? Coming up. What is going to be delicious is, going forward from now, in her mind, will be an increasing set of paranoia. Because she didn't get her way, she'll be like, ooh, have I lost authority? Are people going to start voting against me? Are people going to start thinking bad things of me? Am I no longer the great I am? And it'll be gnawing away like a little worm in the back of her head, a little cancerous worm. Paranoia. I'm not in charge anymore. I don't have total and complete authority anymore. I'm not Oz, the great and powerful wizard. The curtain has been pulled back and they've seen just a fat, ugly woman, devoid of personality, devoid of charm, devoid of everything except all the piles of empty wrappers sitting around her large, fat, greedy ankles. She's destroyed Glasgow. She's destroyed the future. She's now looking to destroy the education in Glasgow by firing hundreds of teachers simply to balance the books because she's ate the way through them. People of Glasgow, you need to look at this and do better. Thank you very much for watching. Have an absolutely wonderful evening. I've been the Silver Fox. You've been the best audience a man could want. And I will speak to you tomorrow when we start this whole journey all over again. Hit the subscribe button. Bye.